What is going on, fish lovers? Furloughs Aquatics back in the house. Coming back with a new series for you as well. Start doing a top 5 series. Today's top 5 is going to be the top 5 things that you should have in your fish room. Alright, so number one. Number one is going to be the most important thing you can have in your fish room. Water conditioners. Now, some will tell you you can keep an aquarium without water conditioners. I've never done it, so I'm not going to tell you you can. But whatever. Anyways, water conditioners. I use Seachem Prime. Not for any particular reason. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. They're not paying me to do this. I just happen to prefer Seachem Prime. I've used it for the last 6 years or so, and my fish are happy, healthy, thriving, breeding, all that good, all those good things. But besides just the dechlorinating factor and what it typically does for the water, it also has the awesome trait of being able to detoxify ammonia. Now, say you have an ammonia spike in your tank. It's first thing in the morning, you're already running late for work, you can't do a water change. Well, with the Seachem Prime, and there's a couple other ones that'll do it too, but with the Seachem Prime, you can dose per the detoxifying dosing on the back of the bottle, and it will buy you some time until you can do a water change. Of course, you don't want to wait that long. I think it's only good for like 24 hours or so. So you want to make sure you do a water change within that 24 hours. But it'll buy you time, at least till you get off work or, whatever you need to do. But you always want to have it on, because you don't want to get, for lack of a better word, you don't want to get caught with your pants down while you're doing a water change and you don't have any water conditioner, because then it's like 8, 9 o'clock at night and all the fish stores are closed. What you going to do? So yes, water conditioner, number one, most important thing. Number 2 is aquarium salt. Now, depending on what kind of fish you keep, this might not be applicable for you. Your scaleless fish, some of your catfish are kind of sensitive to it, crawfish, crustaceans, anything like that. But say you're keeping African cichlids or some South American cichlids, it definitely has some good buffering qualities to the water, also some good health benefits to the fish. Just be careful with it, because you only want to dose the water you're taking out and putting back in. You don't want to dose the whole tank, because basically the salt, it doesn't evaporate. So whatever you take out 20 gallons out of a 125 gallon tank, which you should be taking more than that, but anyways, you want to dose the salt for 20 gallons. You don't want to go any more than that, because then you're going to up the salinity of the water, so you just got to be careful with that. Number 3 is one of my favorites. For the longest time, I swore I didn't need one, but here I am today, and I've got 3 of them. And that is quarantine tanks. You never know when a fish is going to get sick, or say you order some fish in and you don't want to add them to the general population, if you will, for lack of a better word. You want to quarantine them, because they just went through the mail. They're super stressed out. You don't know if they're carrying some kind of disease, a parasite, ick, any of those scary words that us fish keepers do not like to hear and do not like to have in our tanks. So I cannot stress enough, quarantine tank. Quarantine, quarantine, quarantine. I was hard-headed for the longest time about quarantine tanks. I don't need it, I'm fine, I know what I'm doing. Yeah, you don't know how bad it's going to be until it's bad. You can lose a whole tank just by adding one fish. So please, 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 have at least one 5-gallon quarantine tank. So we're at number 4. Number 4 is another good one, and that's going to be the extra filter media. Now, for those of you that are new to the hobby, you might not be quite up on the aquarium terminology. Media is basically everything that's inside your filter. You got your bio balls or bio rings, or what have you. They're little ceramic rings or balls that basically the beneficial bacteria grow on. And they're one of the most important things you can have in your filter. Also, we're talking about like filter pads, your filter floss, they make the nitrate reducing pads, the ammonia reducing pads, the phosphate reducing pads. If that's the kind of stuff that you use, you can cut them to size, whatever kind of filter you use. Chemical filtration, mechanical, all that. Very important, because you don't want to be doing filter maintenance one day and realize, you get everything broken down, cleaned out, and realize you don't have anything to replace what you took out. Then you're going to have to stop what you're doing. You're going to have to run to the fish store. Hopefully it's not too late at night and everything's closed, because then you're going to basically not have a filter until you get stuff to put back in it. So yes, extra filter media, very important. And last but most certainly not least, number 5, fish meds. Now, I don't use too many of them. I'm not a scientist. I can't tell you ingredients or whatever, but the ones I do know that work very, very well is Prazapro. That's good for parasites. Aquarium Salt, I already mentioned that in number 2, but it also has, like I said, it also has medicinal qualities for the fish. Gill function, it'll help with ick, and so on and so forth. Another good one is API General Cure. And again, I go back to number 3 with the quarantine tanks. Any fish I get in, I usually dose the quarantine tank with API General Cure. Just as a precaution. It's not gonna hurt them as long as you don't overdose. But those are the few things that I keep on hand. Now you might keep something else. You might not want to keep medicine at all, but I highly recommend that you keep at least a few on hand, just in case. You never know. So that's the end of it, guys. That's the end of this top 5, the top 5 things that you should have in your aquarium. And I just want to take a minute at the end of this video to thank y'all for being patient with me. I know I haven't been putting content out, but I'm back. I'm staying back. I'm not going anywhere. And I really, really appreciate you guys just kind of sticking with me. Also, some of these products I mentioned you can get from that wonderful couple up in Virginia, KG Tropicals, John and Lisa, on their website, keepfishkeeping.com. Say that 5 times fast. Anyways, I'll put links into the descriptions for the items that I purchase from them and that you can purchase from them as well. You'd be helping out a really wonderful small business. Anyways, guys, I really appreciate you guys checking this out. You know the drill. I don't have to say it. Hit the bell, hit the notification, whatever. Anyways, thank you so much. I'm going to stop rambling. I'm going to cut this short, and you guys are awesome. Much love.